Hey everyone, it's Lauren here, making a lot of paper noise right now. Hey everyone. I'm from Color to Kitty and Stampin' Up. I'm here for my usual Thursday hello. However, a lot later than I intend tonight. Because I don't know, I'm just having one of those days where I come home from work and I'm drained. I am tired. But we're gonna push through because I do have a bunch of things to get through, and I thought, what better night to do some crafting while I'm here with all of you. I was just folding my scrap piece of paper because it's looking pretty yucky from a colored pencil project I've been working on. Okay, so let's breeze through the list. Hopefully quicker the better. My Christmas coloring sheets and my past coloring sheets are available on my website, although my website is currently down. Long story. Alright, this upcoming Tuesday, November 29th, is my free social crafting session on Zoom, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Totally free to attend. Anybody can. If you're interested, give me a shout. Next weekend, so not this weekend, next weekend, I'll have the bingo game and the results for the Stampin' Club and the mini Stampin' Crew draws. What this is every month, I do a free bingo game, totally free to play. If you want in, you gotta send me your 5 numbers between 1 and 75. I do the numbers, I play them for you, I do it on a live video. And at the end of the video, I do the results for purchases for the Stampin' Club and the mini Stampin' Crews, where whoever in those respective groups are entered into a draw, and there's one lucky winner. So there's still time to make a purchase till the end of the month if you're interested in wanting to win a little free prize from me. And then to kind of tease into December, I believe December 1st, I'll double check this because I did not read my updates. There's a last chance sale starting for items from the mini catalog that's current on. And that's as much as I can probably say right now. But yeah, there's a sale coming up soon. December 2nd? Oh, that's supposed to be December 3rd. Oh my, is it December 2nd? Da 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 da. No, it is the 3rd. Oh, I got my dates all confuffled. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me double check something. Okay, that should be December 3rd. Wow, that goes to show I got issues. Let me double check my dates. I want to make sure that I completely goof that pretty good. Oh my. Yeah, it is December 3rd, not 2nd. Wow. I've had that up for weeks and I still haven't even realized it until now. Is the my next card class, my Oh What Fun card and gift wrap class. This one will be over soon. I will not be doing any more additions on it because I would have to make the materials, and I gotta move on to other things. So the deadline for that is more or less past. I may or may not be able to squeeze one more person in, but I need to know like ASAP plus payments. And it has to be local, not mailing. So that's actually December 3rd. Wow. Okay, then December 10th is the Paper Pumpkin deadline for the new kit, Good Things Come in Small Packages, for subscribing. And this kit also has an add-on available for purchase if there is interest. December 6th. Wow, I really don't have my dates today. January 6th is my next class, which is making a 2023 desk calendar. And if you're interested in that, give me a shout. I am available in November and ongoing for dates for any sort of party hosting or shopping link hosting. And then my Thursday Hello videos. Earlier tonight was posted my Color to Kitty video, and then here I am doing the Stampin' Up! Version. Then on the weekend, I do coloring session videos, and then I've been having a theme of Christmas Madness videos. And all of these videos are available on the Facebook group Playing with Papers and Colors-SU, also on my YouTube, Color to Kitty. So there we go. There's my list, confuffle and all, and then you know what's going to happen? I'm going to totally forget that date is wrong, and I'm going to fix it now on my Canva app. That way that date is fixed, because I apparently keep doing things when my brain is in way too many directions. Okay, moving forward. Paper Pumpkin promo. Good things come in small packages. So what we can see here is a kit for making little gift boxes for gift cards. Cool. It's interesting. I'm interested to see what this is going to be. Alright. So if you're interested in subscribing, give me a shout. I can help you set you up. Hosting, 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 hosting. I always like to say the same thing each week, which is any sort of orders that is at least $200 is 10% reward, so that's $20. You get the idea. All of these direct sales companies seem to have its own version of host orders. Now with Stampin' Up, it could be one order or it could be multiple orders. There's no limitations on how many orders, as long as there's an order of some sort, at least $200 in some capacity. So there. And what I've been doing now is a little new thing I'm doing is there's an option on a different type of hosting. If you want to have a private card class for you and your friends, up to 10 guests, I have a flat rate for that. So that is something that's also of interest, that which would be really cool. Joining, kidnapping. I love talking about kidnapping. But I'm going to talk about a different perk of being a demonstrator is, for example, this Saturday, I will be at a demonstrator-only event hosted by one of the corporate managers for Canada. And that's the perk of being a demonstrator. And I'm not sure what more I can talk about it. But I'll probably have some sort of a post at some point after the fact on the weekend to kind of say a little bit about this event. Hence why tonight's project has to do with that. The intention is to go in with some swaps. Swaps being cards to have pre-made by me to kind of hand off the swap for someone else's card, like a sharing kind of thing. I've never done this before, so I'm going to jazz up something hopefully interesting and see what happens. Alright, let's get crafting, because I got a cluster of a mess on the table here. And I am very disorganized tonight. And I've got papers and papers and papers and papers. So essentially, what I'm doing is this type of style, but we're going to jazz it up with my coloring sheets. And these are the exact same sheet, just done very differently. And I'm going to use red paper as the card base, which, I don't know, it's different, but I'm liking the idea. So first things first, I'm going to get the stamping portion done while I'm somewhat lively here. So as far as I can calculate, I got like 8 of those, so I need to make 8 pieces here. So I gotta get a whole bunch of cardstock going on. I gotta get this measured. Oh, what size is this guy? What size was he? This is... Oh, let me get the paper trimmer. Whoops. I just kicked the box. Okay. Yeah, I am very tired tonight. Alright, let's just get this out like this for a sec, because I can't remember my measurements. I've made this a couple times, but you think I know what my measurements are. Okay. So the gray, wow. I don't even know what color it is. It's called Crumb Cake, actually. This was a 3 by 4 1/4. Let's actually write that down, because I know what's going to happen. I gotta make 8 of these. And something's going to go wrong in my head. So let me next find a pen. It's literally one of those days. Okay, I am going to write it. Because I got this, a cluster of dirty yucky. So that was totally... Okay, this might be it, or that might be something else, whatever. Okay, so 3 by 4 1/4, and then 1/8 less for the white. So let's just get the white portion done. So I'll need that, and I'll also need times 8. I also need 5 1/4 by 4 white inserts. So there, we've got some rough, and I know I was in a meeting with someone a week ago, and I got a whole bunch of notes and stuff. All right, so I'm just using some generic cardstock for tonight because I've got this pack left over, like literally left over, and that's now garbage. And I'll just kind of start with this and work back from there. All right, so let's do the easy portion. Well, let's also have this on camera too. So this might be a long video, so feel free to get a cup of, I don't know, whatever you drink at night at this time. Take a seat back, relax. Okay, so this 8 1/2 by 11. We're just gonna cut in half first of all. Actually, no, we'll do about 5 1/4, and then we'll just kind of work back from there. All right. You know what's great? I gotta go to the bathroom. And I can't go right now because I'm in the middle of a video. Alright, so that was 5 1/4. I'm gonna do it by 4. Ooh, I'm having one of those weird nights. Alright, we got one regular size panel. Now we gotta do a second by 4. And then we need a total of 8 of these guys. And then I tend to keep these for scrap because they are super useful. So then from here, we'll do 4. Actually, we'll do 5 1/4 from here. And we got another piece of scrap. I have like a bag of so many of these actually. And then we'll do 4. Hey, feel free to say hi if you want to. I haven't done a live video in a little while. This last week was a recorded replay. So then this is again 5 1/2 by 4. So at this point I've got 4 of these and I need another 4. Okay, my mic is working, making sure. I'm having a very cluster of a night. And it looks like I need more paper actually. Because I got like one more sheet left and that ain't going to be enough for my batch here. Oh, and I hear the wiggle bum puppy walking around. He's like, oh no, mommy's making art again. I used to have a bigger paper cutter, like one of those big school ones with the big like knife on it. And my dog would just not like it when I used that paper cutter. He would bark at me every time I used it. I guess the sound bothered him for when it does that slicing. So I don't use it anymore. Because I love my little puppy. Who's a senior. He's cute though. Alright. Okay, so I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 6, 2 more. 2 more. So again, 5 1/4. I know it's kind of hard to see because I'm kind of moving along in my own focus. And this is just for the inside of the red card base is what I'm doing. And then when I'm done this part, we gotta cut the next size. I'm not doing all 8 tonight. I just want to get the basics done now. And then I'll have at least one of these, 1 or 2 of these assembled at the end of the video. So, okay. I got a pile of white pieces here. I just like to put them all together. They're all the same size. So they go, hello, thanks for tuning in. Okay, so then my other piece I need to cut is... This is why I wrote it down. 3 by 4 1/4. Okay, so let's... Just doing some math. But it's actually 1/8 less, so I gotta do my math very carefully. So I'm gonna line up to 3 inches when my table lets me. But it's like 1/8 less than 3 inches. That's what I need. And that, in theory, should give me 2 pieces of what I need. Where's my sample? Because I'm making a version of this. Yep, there we go. Okay, so then I'll have at least enough for 6 tonight. At this rate. Okay, there's the next piece. Just mathematically trying to utilize my cardstock. Hopefully pretty good. And then this last piece is just a little too small, unfortunately, but it could have worked. Alright, so I need one more piece of cardstock. Let me grab from a new pack here. Alright. One new piece of paper from a new pack. And just check it. This is the first time I've opened this one up. Okay, so the quality on this one is not the same as I'm used to. It feels a little more brittle. It's not as smooth as my old one, so okay. The joys of shopping on Amazon when you're on a budget. Like, I do use Stampin' Up! Cardstock from time to time, but a lot of times when I'm kind of mucking around with concepts, I'll use sample stuff. Alright. So then, we're going to cut all these off into the next shape. So then, 4 1/4, right? Yeah. So I'm going to do 1. And just make sure this is what I'm... Yeah, this is pretty thin. Yeah, that's the size I want. Okay. So I gotta have 8 of those. So again, 4 1/4. Yeah, I was looking at this paper again. Yeah, it's not what I wanted for cardstock, but that's okay. I'll just keep looking at it. Oh, I just realized I cut the wrong size. It's supposed to be a hair under, 1/8 under. Yep. Okay, this is what happens when I am too sleepy. Alright, let me start again. Start again. Okay, so it should be just a hair, or I say 1/8 under. I don't know the exact measurement, but I'm literally taking that much off. Okay, let's try this again. It always helps to have written instructions to be able to actually know what I'm doing. Okay. Got a few. Got these little slivers of pieces of paper now. Then very soon we're actually going to get the stamping, which is exciting. And then one more, and I should have 8 of these. Alright, let me grab all these. I like to stack them all together when I'm doing the batch. And my measuring is off. Okay. Of course, I can't measure today. Alright, so 2 of these, I must default back to 4 1/4 again. Okay, try this again. Okay, let's try this again. No, I'm just so used to my default sizes that when I go different size, I'm like, I can't remember. Okay. Alright, we should be good this time. We should, but it's okay if it's a little off. I'll work with it. Okay, so these are now where I want to be. Alright, so let's put the paper trimmer off to the side for a short and actually do some stamping. Okay, so my stamps are here somewhere. I saw them a few minutes ago. Alright, so I'm using 2 stamps, actually 3, or 4. 4. Alright, so first things first. I'm gonna work on the insides. I want to put a snowflake in a corner. And I want to do like 3 of them. So I got a snowflake stamp. This is from the Paper Pumpkin kit, Ho Ho Ho. And I actually really like that kit. And I love this Santa stamp that I will be using shortly. But first, while I get myself figured out here, 1 sheet at a time, that'll make things a little easier, even though I feel so chaotic. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp up this snowflake. And then 1, 2, 3, just as a neat little insert, cute stamping. And then keep repeating the process. Try to ink it up pretty good. This is a little small stamping spot because I only have this color in that, and I might have to get the full block for the full stamping ink pad for this color, because this early espresso color, so it's called, this brown, is really warming up to me. And nothing really fancy, just, you know, 3 quick stampings. Aww. Yeah. There's always sales from time to time on products, and things come and go easily. We have a new catalog coming up beginning of January. A whole bunch of new stuff. So usually, most times throughout the year, there's almost always any given time 2 catalogs. We have an annual catalog and a mini catalog. The mini one for the new year is only from January till April. But in January, February, we also have Celebration, which is really fun, where the opportunity to, depending on how much someone is spending, be able to get some free items. So how it works is, when you spend $60, you can select a free item and it accumulates from there. So if you spend $120, it's either 2 free items or 1 free item from a select list. And I've been checking them out. I haven't made my pre-order yet because I'm undecided on what I want to get. But I can tease there is some really cute stamp sets within the freebie list. And I know someone who really loves owls, and she's going to really want it. Okay, so that's step 1. I did the inside for the snowflake for the batch of 8. And then next for the step 2 is I'm going to start with the Ho 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 stamp, as similar to what I have already. Let me kind of pull it back into view so you can kind of see what I'm trying to replicate. So same idea. I'm kind of going with the same kind of theme here. Alright, so then on each one, to do the Ho Ho Ho. In this, I really could use the Stamparatus. Actually, that's a good idea. But no, I'm already... Should I use the Stamparatus? Oh, that'd be cool. I actually really should. No, I'm already... Let's see. Yeah, we're going to use the Stamparatus because this was a partial. It was pretty good, but it's a little light. Okay, let me reset here. Stamparatus time, because I really should. Because I'm doing these in multiple, and they're all in the same position. And that's where the Stamparatus is so useful. Okay. Alright. As I make a mess. Okay, so Stamparatus is a really cool tool. Especially in this case of making multiple stamps of the same thing. I'm just going to put a cap on that so I don't ink myself too much. So for that one, I might flip it over and do it again, or I might just leave it. I think I might just leave it. Okay, so I'm just going to open it up. Again, I only need 1 plate. And I've got foam piece. I've got a scrap of grid paper that I keep mucking around with. And then I've got on the bottom 2 magnets that I really should not put together. Come on. Okay. So, and I'm going to grab a pen. And yeah, I'm gonna flip that over, do it again. Okay, so just somewhere on the Stamparatus, I want to mark where I'm going today. That way, as I keep repeating, it makes things a lot easier. Okay, and then that stamp, which I just gave it a quick clean because I'm gonna redo what I'm doing here. I'm gonna lay it where I want it to go, like there. And then I got a plate on here that's like a big version of the block. Come over, pick up that stamp, and then what this will do is make what is, in theory, a perfect stamping each time. So I'm just making a little more room on my crowded table so you can kind of see the process. So I'm gonna take my ink spot, ink that up really well. And then move this plate over, stamp on there, give some pressure, pull up, and then in case I need to put more ink, I can re-ink it and come back over for finishing that. And that actually looks really good. So then I'm happy with it. So I'm going to move on. And knowing me, I should not throw papers on my laptop. Because I discovered sometimes my Wi-Fi kicks out if I stack too much papers on it. Alright, so then next one, ink it. So this tool is so useful, especially in this case of doing multiple stampings over and over. And if I was smart, I'd do the next stamp while I'm doing it, but I'm just going to keep these in sequence. And then see that there was not a really good stamping, so I can re-ink it. And then bring it over and do. There we go. That is a really good dark brown there. And then just keep going. This is like one of my favorite new items I picked up a few months ago. This was actually an early Christmas gift from my parents was the idea, but because I kept talking about it, they're like, here, just take it. I'm like, okay. I'll use it very well. Alright, again, I didn't get enough ink on the first H, so I can just come back in, re-ink it up. And then move it over. And there, that looks really good. And then just keep repeating. Well, that's a little crooked, actually. Ah, not too bad. Come on, magnet. Alright, and give that a second ink, because even the little ink spots get a little hard to work with. Alright, that looks good. Next one. Oh, my puppy's here. There's a human looking for ice cream in the freezer right now. Apparently I have commentary in the background here. Alright, that one's come along well. Next one, still a few more to go. Alright, well, I'm slowly getting through this. Okay. But as I can tell, a lot of these stampings I gotta do twice because the ink... Oh, I gotta do a third one on this one. Yeah, these little ink spots only last for so long, and sometimes just, takes a bit to get a good inking. And this is actually the new paper, which I'm kind of not happy with. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, next one. Two more. Again, this is the newer paper that I picked up this week. See if this one comes through any better. Oh, I got hair in there too. Alright, yeah, this paper definitely doesn't like me. That's okay. That's what the stamper ass is for. Alright, that's a lot better. And then one more of this batch. And then I gotta do my Santa. Let's get that lined in pretty good. Alright, that needs a bit of a second stamping. Okay, so that's good. Alright. Then, I have a sponge that I use to clean the stamps. I usually do it off camera, but this time I'm going to pull it in. That way when I pick it up, I don't have, hopefully not much of ink on my hands. So here's my stamps. And then while I'm here, while I've got this still positioned, I'm going to work on the next one, which is the Santa. So what I like to do is lay the Santa on to get the positioning, and then there we go. So then same thing all over again with these little 8s that we got, is to do all these over again with the Santa. And then when I do the stars at the next part after, that's a little easier. That's a little more forgiving. I don't have to worry about them being a perfect stamping. Try to get a good amount of ink on there, bring it over. And that looks pretty good. There's a really cute Santa. Hey, Santa. Alright, so next one, same thing again, all over again. Which I could have done this through the same process, but I just wanted to make sure I got those done. And the second plate is meant for doing multi-steps, but I just like doing one at a time for consistency. That's just me, I guess. Ooh, that magnet moves. So because I put the magnet too close, let me back it up. Let me re-ink that and try again. And I hope I don't have to redo it, or I hope it looks pretty good. Hope so. There. Ah, he's a little fuzzy. And it's that other paper that I don't like. Damn. Alright, let me re-ink it one more time and hope I get it this time. I might have to source some new backup cardstock. It's fuzzy, but I'll work with it. That's okay. Alright, next one. Same type of paper. Alright. Of the other one. So make sure my magnet is not going to impede. Ink that up nicely, hopefully. But yeah, I'll have to think about that paper. Which I'm a little concerned about that white paper now, because I was going to print my coloring sheets for the weekend. And now I'm starting to wonder how it's going to print. But it might be okay even for coloring. Like, I guess for every coloring artist, it depends on what kind of paper you're using as your preference. Me, sometimes the smooth cardstock is really nice. Other times, when you get cardstock that's got a little more toothiness, is good. So it might be kind of good paper for that, but I shall see. I'll have to do a test page in the next week or two to see. Actually, this tonight, there's a little bit of coloring to this project anyway. A tiny bit, which I realize I have not pulled out my pencils for that yet. This might be a long video, so feel free to, on a replay, come back and fast forward. Because I decided I was going to do part of 8 cards at once, because I'm kind of strange that way. Alright. Actually, it could also be the ink is being a part of the problem. I think it's drying up. And with the bigger ink spots, you can buy ink refills, which is cool. But I just don't do them for the little guys. Alright, next. So I got 4. I gotta do 4 more. next Santa still needs a little more ink. And I hope I don't run out of ink because I do need this color. Alright, so far good. That is really cute. And word of advice for the Stamparatus, try not to put the magnets together because they are hard to pull apart after. And I have accidentally done that. Alright, need a little more ink. It's still a little fuzzy. Not bad. Still really cute though. Alright, 2 more. And then the next part will be a lot easier, kind of. Trying to see if I put a little more ink on there, if that helps. Not bad. Alright, let's try that. Move it over. Okay, better. Now, one more of this batch, and this is the one that I originally redid the ho-ho-ho on. Okay. Oh, that turned out really well. Nice. Okay. I'm just going to put the cap on the ink just for the moment as I reset here. I'm just going to clean that stamp, clean that block a little better. Pull this off. Because I think at this point I don't need a Stamparatus. But I still want to make sure I clean this up pretty good for storage. And if you don't have sponge like this, you can use any sort of cleaning like a Lysol wipe or something, like a cleaning wipe. There's all different ways. Where's my stamps? There they are. Just stuck to one of those. Alright, so I'm going to pull up my Santa. And then at this point, I don't need the Stamparatus, so I'm just going to gather all my little Santas. Because next part does involve them. I'm going to just kind of layer this together and then put it off to the side and come back to that in a little while. So then next up will be multi-generational stamping, which I do quite a bit. So I'm going to bring back the regular block because this part will be useful. And I got 3 stars on here. So essentially, what I've done on this is put in the stars. And by doing that, the first round, stamp it really well, like ink it really well. And then on it, for the top, I got one, just try and give myself some space. And then just kind of rotate down to get that multi-generational coloring, like so. And that's what I'm doing there. And then continue. And then the intention is to not put any on Mr. Santa. So just kind of go around them like that. And ink it again. Then each time try to kind of turn it a little differently. And then because it only had room up there, come back in with the ink, which I just got some on my finger. Turn, turn, and again. And then one more to kind of get the edge. Just stamp off once on the scrap piece of paper. That way it looks a little more uniform. And there we go. One of these parts is done, and then repeat 7 more. So I'll try to go through this as fast as I can. At least this part, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as I got something going on, and each one will look slightly different. That one I had a little more spaced out because I just felt like it. Just trying to, at least each time, turn it a little different. Just to kind of build around it. That way our cute Santa is a superstar. Helps to even move the paper around, depending on how, once you get like a good groove of stamping happening. And there we go. That's 2 done. Next is the 3rd. And it's also cool to do this when you want to make your own pattern paper. Is get some stamps, get some colors. I'm doing quite monochromatic right now, but there's so many ways of just decorating it up to be something else. And nothing fancy at all. And I just feel like having one more at the top, even though I smudged it. Alright, next one. Oh yes, I will color the Santa. It's coming. I just want to get through the stamping bit first and get this kind of dry. But I'll only color one of them tonight. Not all 8. At least not in this. Oh, I accidentally did another stamping there. That's okay. Makes this one a little more unique. A little extra dark there. Alright, a little bit of different one there, but that's okay. Alright, next one. Yeah, I just want to get most of these steps kind of done so I know where I'm at when I come back to it to build the rest. And because I've got some gap there, I just kind of filled it in occasionally, if need be. Because sometimes I get a little too uniformly, I don't know, not so much symmetrical or asymmetrical, but sometimes it just looks kind of different. Alrighty, and then almost there, 2 more. And the majority of the stamping is done. The only thing left after this will be like the back of the card, but I can do that whenever. Just want to show the basics on what this plan is. Even though this is the longest part of the entire project, is the stamping. But I think it's cool. I actually saw a similar concept from another demonstrator. I'd have to go see like what she made. She made a similar card. And I just kind of modified down to what I liked out of it. So that's where I kind of got the idea from. And I'm just gonna fill in up there a little more. And then one more. And I know I'm rushing through this, but that's okay. Alright, okay, we got that. So I was going to clean my stamp quickly. And then all I really need is 2 pencils. Or color pencils, I mean. I do have Stampin' Up! Colors, however, I'd have to go find them. But the colors I need, I have already somewhere else. Let me just pull them out. Alright. Get this one off the side. Okay, where's my book bag? My book bag has what I need. I hope. Okay. Yeah, I totally forgot to pull these out ahead of time. I've got a whole bunch of pencils and pencils and pencils of various projects. So I need a red, which I know I have here somewhere. I need a red and a pink. Okay, so it's in that package there. Yeah, I got baggies of certain projects when I'm working on, so it makes it really useful to keep track of what my projects are. So I need a red and a pink. So these are just, you know, regular colored pencils, nothing fancy, of no remarkable brand that I can really mention, even though that one is a Rose Art. That one's a Mindware, but Stampin' Up! Does have cool pencils. They have watercolor pencils too, but sometimes I just want normal. But anyway, so first things first, Santa hat is gonna be white. Or not white, red. Yeah, I'm still stumbling my words tonight. Alright. So really just solid color red. And this is on that paper that I don't like, but I like coloring on it. I can say that. Alright, so that's a Santa hat is going to be all red on each of them. And then for our Santa, I got this pink. Oh, my watch is chirping me. The pink, I'm going to have a pink nose. Like so. And then very lightly, so I'm going to hold the pencil a little more away from the edge. I want kind of like rosy cheeks. So I'm just going to lightly enough, get that corner shaded in. And then do the same thing on the other side. That way I've got like rosy cheeks happening. That way most of the face is still pretty white. But pretty much like that. And that's really the only bit of coloring on this. Okay, and I feel like coloring more because I love coloring, but I'll come back to that later tonight. Okay, so then next, we need to cut some paper. Let me grab some more materials here because I've got more pieces scattered, and I'm going to put my wet sponge somewhere else so I don't get something wet accidentally. Okay, so I need a couple things happening here. I need my paper cutter. And I need a card base. Alright, so the card base, normal size. So take a regular sheet of 8.5 by 11, as I love starting from this size, and I'm just going to cut in half. So it'll be 5.5. And then that will have me with 2 card bases. This is just regular red from any store. So I got a second card base for later. But then I'm going to grab another sheet. Because remember that 3 by 4.25. Well, we're going to... I'm having a moment. Did I really do 3? Yeah, no, I did get the right size, I think. Okay. Or whichever. It'll be close enough. Right, let me double check. Hold on. Now I'm questioning myself. Oh my goodness. Is it? Okay, that is the correct size. I did cut those. Okay. Okay. So then start again. So I'm just going to cut at least 1 strip for now. And I'll cut the rest later. Because I know I've already been on here for nearly an hour. So 3 by 4.25. This time my size should be correct. Alright. So I've got those. And then I need something else. I gotta bring this back in for a sec. So what size did I do that? Okay, that would be the white piece originally was my regular card base size for the other piece. So I'm swapping it up. I'm bringing in my coloring sheets for this, which I know sounds crazy. I'm gonna cut up my coloring sheets, but I'm still doing it. Okay, so what I want to know is what size. So that is just under 8 inches, which is going to modify my size a little bit, but that's okay. And then on this one, is it the same thing? Just over 8 inches. So the green one's a little smaller than the original. Okay. So I'm going to do first is I gotta move over to this side so I can see what the heck I'm doing. I'm gonna cut off that little bit of excess. And I know this paper is so crinkly because I was painting on it and it was taking me a while. And I think I'm kind of good now. Alright, so I got that, but I gotta cut a little more off. That way I can see more of the image. Which I know sounds crazy. I'm cutting up my own coloring sheets. And then on here, same thing, cut the edge a little. So this version is going to be a little more modified for size, but whatever it is, I will work with it. And I gotta cut a little more. And this paper is not conducive to cutting. I just ripped it accidentally. That's okay. I'll trim it when I get to down that size. That's okay. And then flip around. Same thing on this side. Just give it a cut. Okay, so I've got that one cut to kind of where I want it to be. And then I just gotta do the other one. Same thing. There's a little... And actually, there's even a picture on the back, which is a shame I'm gonna destroy it, but that's okay. I have photos of these, so it's not so bad. And actually, this image, I have a scanned copy on my computer. So if I ever want to redo it again on better paper than the green one, that is definitely possible. Okay. So then what I need to do for these two, first things first, I need a measurement of this because it's a modified size. So, and I keep moving stuff around and around. I want to know what this is. I'm just going to feed it through because this helps me get a size once I know what I'm doing here. So I have a ruler along here. Okay, so according to this, it's like, we'll say 7 3/4. Okay. I'm going to write that down because I will mess it up, the measurements. And I've lost my pen again. Or I'll just use the pencil. 7 3/4. It's written there. And then on the long ways, once I get it to pop up, what is the size? Because the idea of being using my own colored sheets is to really give a unique look. So on this, it's about 10.5 inches. Okay. So now I gotta calculate 10. Alright, so math. So half of that is 5 1/4 by Oh, I gotta do a calculator. Calculator for the 7 3/4. I'm horrible at math. So 7.75 divided by 2. Actually, no. 7.75 divided by 2 is more or less that number. 3.875. So it gives me an approximate on what I'm cutting for that sheet. So let's do the 3.875 first, roughly. Turn it back this way. Okay. So let's kind of wing it. So that's 375. So I'm just going to go to there and try that out. It might be a little off for size. Actually, no. Hold on. Goes the other way. Oh my goodness. I'm almost cutting the wrong way. Another way I could get the perfect size is I could have folded it in half, which would have been good too. Alright, and then the other down this way is, I said 5 1/4. Right? Yeah. Okay, so I should have a pretty good pair there. And I might as well just keep cutting while I'm here. While I'm here anyway, let's keep cutting. Alright, so I got those. And then this one, I need the exact size here. So I gotta do this over again for sizing. It's just, I just like this ruler on this side. So, whoops, feed it through. Come on. And it actually locks in place, which is sometimes annoying. Alright, so what size are you? Oh, I did say 8.5 by... Oh, no, 8 1/4. Okay. By... I did measure it, duh. Hold on. Was it 8.5? My math is jumbled. Okay, 8 1/4. Write that down. Because I'm not going to remember in 2 minutes from now. So 8 1/4 by, and it was 10.5. Well, no more than almost 10 3/4. Okay. We'll just say 10 3/4. So then that will be, we gotta do some math. So half of that is 4.125 roughly. And then I'm just gonna do the double check on the 10 3/4. Although I should know the answer by now. 10.75 divided by 2. 5.375. Okay. 5.375. Okay. So let's get this cut down. This is a nicer sheet. Out of the two, I like this one better. So on this length, that is 5.375. So I'll just bring it to there. I'm just eyeballing it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm just kind of rolling with it. All right. And then the other side is 4. I'll just kind of do it from there. All right, so there's our panels. This should work. I hope. All right, and now we can see how bad my measurements were. Let's pull that back. How bad's my measurements on those ones? Okay, actually, they're all lined up pretty good. I did pretty good with measurements. This one, it's got some rough edges, but we'll work around it. Okay, so now I'm ready to finally start assembling. And you probably wonder what this is all. Probably figure out my plan. So I'll kind of half mock up 2 of these. All right, so first things first. Fold this in half. When my fingers let me. It's not letting me. This cardstock's being stubborn. Come on. Come on. All right, good enough. And then I have a bone folder here somewhere. Come on, where are you? Okay, it's not quite the perfect fold, but I'll work with it. All right, I'm just moving more stuff around here. Okay, So then, finding where I put everything. I've got my Santas. That inside panel, we can do that now, which is one of these. That'll go on the inside, no problem. Oh, my adhesive is way over there. So I'm using the Stampin' Seal Plus because it's my favorite. And it works really well. Okay, so easy. This part's easy. I'm just putting this in the inside, and I just feel like having the snowflakes on the top. I could have them on a different corner, or I could have stamped it on a different side, but I'm just going with it that way. Okay, so then I'm going to bring in this. So this is going to go on here, roughly. And then I'm going to, because this paper is very wavy from painting, I'm going to put a lot of adhesive on it in hopes it stays down. And I hope this works. And this adhesive is not forgiving, so it's really, I gotta get it good once. And I didn't. I did not. Okay. Shoot. Ah, and I just ripped it. Okay. I did not get it right. Alright. Alright, this is gonna be a problem card. I did not even get it right. That's okay. Alright. I'm just trying to think, is there a quick way I can salvage it? I could try. Let me grab some scissors. I don't recommend this step. Actually, yeah, I've mucked it up. Because if I pull it off now, I'm going to rip the whole thing. Alright, I'll just roll with it as is. I totally mucked it up. Alright, I'll see if I can try a second one in a moment. So then the Santa panel is going to go onto the little red thing. And let's see if I muck this one up. If you're not certain about lining up, don't use the Stampin' Seal Plus. Because it's kind of, once you get on there, it ain't coming off easily. Alright, not bad. Alright, and then I'm going to grab some dimensionals of some sort. I've got some border pieces here to put that on with dimensionals. And then I am done one of these cards after an hour into this. Well, that's why I like just doing practice pieces. Yeah, it's nice to do multiples. Alright, so I'll try doing one of those in a moment. We'll try it off camera, see if I can get it right. Alright, make sure I got the right direction here. That happens too. And then this is going to go on like so. And then there we go. There's a finished one that's actually pretty good. And you know what? I like it with the green. That's actually pretty cool. I just wish I had that a little better. I'm going to try one more. Since I already have a card base cut here. I won't do all the steps because I got to still color and all that. But I just want to see if I can get one of these pretty good. Alright. Okay, try this one more time. Oh, I got the ripped one too. Let me just give that a little cut. Okay. Try it one more time. There's actually a really good Stampin' Up! Liquid glue. That would be really great for this. I just didn't pull it out because I like using the Stampin' Seal. And I was a little too confident there. But now I know where I went wrong. Let's see if I muck up a second one. Alright, one more try. Closer to the edge. Better. Much better, except the paper's crinkly because it was painted. But better. Alright, that was the intention. And it's okay if it's crinkly. It's all good. Okay. Alright. And then, okay, I'm just going to quickly speed through this because I want at least one of these looking good. And I know I got to put the insert in the inside piece in a moment. Alright, there's Mr. Santa. Here's his little nose. And then give him some rosy, little pink cheeks. Roughly. Alright. Oh, I don't even have the other piece cut. Or do I? Yeah, I do. I got one of these cut already. Sweet. Alright. That way I get 2 of these done. 2 out of 8. That will leave me 6 more to do. Which at this point, it's pretty easy. At this point is do the coloring, glue it together, and more or less there. So, alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to use the border pieces left over on the dimensionals. Alright. Okay, and then this guy goes on top. And there we go. I got that. I actually really like it. There we go. Okay. Alright. Before I make more of a mess, I'm going to call it a night. And I'll have pictures of the finals, even with the other ones done with these. I think even these would be really cool as a concept. But yeah, no, this green paper, the green paint, the alien green paint is actually really working. I'm loving this. Alrighty, well, thank you for watching. Thank you, thank you. For everybody else who's catching the replay, please hashtag replay. Any questions, please let me know. I am here to help answer. And yeah, so tonight's session was just really the stamps from the last month paper pumpkin kit, the ink from last month, and then just some cardstock, and then I grabbed some color sheets to just kind of really jazz it up to make it uniquely me, and this is good. Alright, well, thank you, everybody. I'll see you again in the near future for a new video. And, yeah, my little tag here for everybody else in those who are watching. Appreciate the support. Any further support would be wonderful through likes and shares and comments and follow and subscribing, because this video will also be on YouTube. And that's it. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.